Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and things warming up a bit out there today. Yesterday's high temperatures mainly in the mid 70s to around 80 degrees. Today above that, and we will continue that trend. And look at that gorgeous shot looking back at Turtle Rock. You can see that in the middle of your screen looking back from our Sky-Fi camera at Orondo. And a few clouds out there, but really not much to worry about today. Plenty of sunshine, and as I mentioned, nice warm temperatures. And speaking of warm temperatures, we are heating up this week, folks. We'll see about 85 today, close to 90 on Tuesday in the Wenatchee area, and then look at that, mid 90s for both Wednesday and Thursday. I think Friday too we'll see temperatures near 90 degrees. One thing we're going to watch though on Thursday, windy conditions, and with low humidities, very dry conditions, it could be a fire day, and we're going to keep our eye on that. But boy, in the meantime, get that sunscreen out, and any water or pools you might have, you might want to find them here later this week. We'll talk more about that coming up in your weather forecast a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. 2 Oregon women were injured in a one-vehicle crash Friday afternoon on Interstate 90 near Moses Lake. An arrest has been made in a felony hit-and-run case last week near Desert Air, and a pilot and 2 passengers in a pontoon plane avoided serious injury when the plane crashed outside Moses Lake on Saturday morning. But first, we begin tonight. A 23-year-old Soap Lake woman was killed early Sunday morning in a car accident on State Route 17 that was about 4 miles north of Moses Lake. The Washington State Patrol reports that a Ford F-150 truck driven by Emily C. Allen was traveling southbound on Highway 17 shortly after 4 Sunday morning when the truck crossed the center line onto the northbound shoulder and rolled. Allen was thrown from the truck onto the highway where she was struck by 2 other cars. The drivers and passengers in the other cars were not injured, as officials are still trying to locate those drivers. Allen was not wearing a seatbelt. The cause of the accident is under investigation. 2 Oregon women were injured in a one-vehicle crash Friday afternoon on Interstate 90 near Moses Lake, causing some traffic delays. Washington State Patrol says the accident happened when the driver, 39-year-old Krista Fisher of Albany, Oregon, apparently fell asleep at the wheel of her SUV near exit 179, drove onto the median, and then overcorrected, causing the SUV to roll. One of 2 passengers in that vehicle, 33-year-old Crystal Royer, sustained serious injuries in the rollover and was taken to Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake. Royer was not wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from that vehicle. State Patrol is still investigating the crash, and Fisher may be charged in that accident. Well, an arrest has been made in a felony hit-and-run case last week near Desert Air, in which the driver ran off, leaving her critically injured passenger behind. 24-year-old Vivian E. Duarte of Desert Air surrendered to the Grant County Sheriff's Office on Saturday. The wreck happened last Thursday at Desert Air Drive and Oasis Place when a 2001 Ford Focus being driven by Duarte failed to negotiate a turn and rolled twice. The passenger, Maria Anaya, was ejected from the vehicle and is in critical condition at Cadlick Medical Center in Richland. Alcohol is believed to be a factor in that crash. Well, a pilot and 2 passengers in a pontoon plane avoided serious injury when the plane crashed outside Moses Lake Saturday morning. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, first responders were dispatched just after 11:30 a.m. Saturday for reports of a plane crash in the 3500 block of Wild Goose Road Northeast. Grant County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Kyle Foreman confirmed the pilot and 2 passengers were on board the plane before that crash. Coming up next, weekend winds hindered firefighting efforts on the Tanium fire in Kittitas County. Chelan County road crews continue to battle flooding issues on Upper Stemilt Creek Road, and East Wenatchee will receive a $500,000 federal grant to clean up former orchard land for development of a new city park. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and the floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Mary Maids.
Welcome back. In another news, weekend winds hindered firefighting efforts on the Tanium fire in Kittitas County. The good news is the fire is around 90% contained. Helicopters and hand crews are still being used to put out hot spots there. A preliminary investigation has determined that the fire was started Saturday by people target practicing in the area. The fire was located in the Tanium Canyon in the 7,000 block of Tanium Canyon Road. It was fought by federal, state, and local crews. No homes were immediately threatened. Chelan County road crews continue to battle flooding issues on Upper Stemilt Creek Road that first started after heavy rains over Memorial Day weekend. Today, they were replacing temporary sandbags in Stemilt Creek in an attempt to prevent the overflowing creek from diverting onto the roadway again. About a half mile of roadway is still limited to one lane. The Public Works Department says it could take a few days to dry the road out and develop a plan for repairing that damage. East Wenatchee receives a $500,000 federal grant to clean up former orchard land for development of a new city park. The Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, issued the grant through the nonprofit Trust for Public Lands. The trust purchased the 2-acre parcel in October for $401,000. It's located in the 400 block of 9th Street Northeast. The grant money will be used to clean up the old cherry orchard that was uprooted 8 years ago. The money will also be used to develop a site management plan. The land will be developed as a park, which will be managed by the Eastmont Metropolitan Park District. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, construction work is nearly completed on East Wenatchee's new Gateway Park project. NCWLIFE senior correspondent Steve Hare reports.
The project was delayed last year after the initial construction bids came in over the city engineer's cost estimates. The revised costs are still $100,000 over that estimate, but Mayor Steve Lacy says it'll ultimately benefit the city as a social gathering spot and special events venue.
It's a natural amphitheater because it goes slopes down toward the river. And so we've taken advantage of that natural amphitheater to make some, I call them steps, for people to be able to sit. There's some seating, natural seating that will go there. So if we have an event that we might incorporate a group or something, small local group or something, then we can put them down there and have people in the area make use of that. But mostly it's just going to be a place for spillover for example, when we have our Wings and Wheels Festival, or better yet, our Classer Chassis. That's an area where there hasn't been a lot of room, but now people can kind of fill in that area. It'll be pavers and cultured concrete and things. But don't lose sight of the fact that the primary purpose of that is an aesthetic, kind of a green space to see when you come into the city.
The Gateway project was built at a cost of about $516,000. Steve Hare, NCWLIFE News.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, let's take a peek outside our weather window. And a beautiful afternoon around North Central Washington today. Keep in mind our normal highs around 76 degrees. That's about where we were throughout most of the weekend, but we're going to be well above that starting today and moving through the week. We'll get to that in a second. But there's Turtle Rock. You can see it plain as day in the middle of your screen, looking back from Orondo from our Sky-Fi camera, thanks to Local-Tel. We did see mostly clear skies out there, a few mid-level clouds for North Central Washington today, but no shower activity around, and much less wind too. Boy, yesterday was a nice one with that less wind. Today, more of the same, and high temperatures today above normal. We haven't talked about that for a few days. We did top off today unofficially at 85 degrees. 77 is our normal high temperature now. 57 is where we started this morning, and 54 is our normal low temperature. Record high on this date for about the third day in a row now. Back in 2015, it was 96 degrees. Record low, 42 degrees back in 1973. No new precipitation over the weekend or in the last 24 hours, and that keeps us at 3.78 inches for the year since January 1st. Sunrise this morning, 5:04, and the sun will set tonight just before 9 p.m. at 8:57. Now let's put that surface loop in motion and show you what we can expect over the next week or so. Our temperature map map is what we'll feature tonight because we will see such warm temperatures later in the week. Mostly clear tonight, a northwest breeze and mild. Here's our weather driver, this area of high pressure that will just continue to grow and intensify as we make our way through the week. For Tuesday, sunny, light winds for tomorrow and warmer temperatures. And notice our colors too, all the way down into California. The reds indicate 100 degrees. Here's some 90s and some middle 90s here in the Tri-Cities area. Wednesday, mostly sunny, light winds. We're going to call it hot with temperatures approaching the mid 90s here in the Wenatchee area. We could see some locations setting records over the next few days. We're talking Tuesday through about Thursday. Thursday, windy as well, and that could mean some fire danger for us here in north central Washington. We're hoping that doesn't happen as those pressure gradients tighten up with high pressure here, low pressure to the east, and when that happens, it squeezes those isobars, and we do see some windy conditions. For Friday, sunny. We will see slightly cooler temperatures, and when I say slightly cooler, we're still going to be in the 90s, just not in the middle 90s. Same goes for Saturday, sunny and continued hot with those orange temperatures and red. And then by Sunday to end the weekend, we'll see some storminess out in the Pacific, and that will change our weather pattern just slightly as we move into the end of the weekend and the first part of next week. But folks, it's not going to change much. We're going to stay much above normal for about the next 7 to 10 days. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight we'll drop down to a low of 59 degrees, and that is the start of some very, very mild overnight low temperatures that we'll see this week. 90 for a high on Tuesday, 64 the low, 94 then. That's when we really warm up on Wednesday. Hot, 68 degrees our overnight low, almost 70 for a low as we get into Thursday. Keep in mind though, breezy conditions for our Thursday, and we're going to watch closely any possible fire danger around the area. Be very, very careful with the cigarette butts or whatever you may be doing with fire. It is going to be dry, low humidity, and windy on Thursday. A little bit of a cool down for Friday and 90 degrees. And then by the time we get into the upcoming weekend, Saturday 93, 64 our overnight low, and we'll stay on the hot side on Sunday, sunny and warm with a high temperature at the end of the weekend at 91 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at azchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. It is a thankful Monday for fans of retired Red Sox slugger David Ortiz. He was shot and wounded Sunday at an amusement center in his hometown of Santo Domingo. This is according to MLB.com reporter Ian Brown. According to ESPN's Marley Rivera, Ortiz was shot at a club restaurant and taken to a local clinic. An attending doctor said the bullet hit him in the lower back, went through and through. He underwent surgery Sunday, was reportedly out of danger. Latest is that Ortiz being transported to a hospital in Boston, where he retired in 2016. Well, the Mariners blasted 6 home runs, 2 each by Edwin Encarnacion and Tom Murphy, to beat the Angels 9-3 yesterday afternoon. Murphy started the hit parade with a 2-run shot in the second. Seattle played add-on in the 6th with back-to-back solo home runs by Encarnacion and Daniel Vogelbach. Encarnacion hit his 20th homer of the season, a 2-run shot in the 7th. Murphy added his second dinger of the game in the top of the 8th, and then Kyle Seager polished off the afternoon with a home run to center field in the 9th. Wade LeBlanc picked up his 3rd win of the season as the featured pitcher after Austin Adams pitched a perfect first. LeBlanc went 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits, 8 strikeouts. Seattle ended up taking 2 of 3 from the Halos over the weekend, have a travel date today before beginning a 3-game series in Minnesota. Let's check the Les Schwab scoreboard in the American League West on Sunday. Jordan Alvarez hit a 2-run home run, and Houston's Wade Miley combined with 4 relievers to shut out Baltimore 4-0. Oakland scored 3 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th, but fell short in its comeback bid against Texas 9-8. Asdrubal Cabrera, and Rokned Odor each had 3 hits for the Rangers and drove in a total of 6 runs of the Texas 9 in the ballgame. A bases loaded walk, fielder's choice, and an error led to a 3-run 6th inning for Yakima, and that was enough to beat Wenatchee Sunday 4-2 in West Coast League play. The loss spoiled a good day at the plate for Blake Clausen, who went 3 for 4 with an RBI. Keegan Romig took the loss on the mound for Wenatchee, lasting 5 innings, allowing 4 runs, 3 of which earned on 3 hits with 3 strikeouts and a couple of walks. Wenatchee has a much-needed day off today and will host the Port Angeles Lefties in the first of a 6-game homestand tomorrow night at 6:35. The Apple Sox will be trying to snap a 5-game losing streak when they get back to the ballpark tomorrow night. Also in the West Coast League on Sunday, Calvin Turchin and 2 other pitchers combined to strike out 13 batters Sunday as Victoria topped Corvallis 4-1. The win salvaged the final game of the series for the Harbor Cats as the Knights won Friday 2-1 and Saturday 12-7. Cowlitz scored 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, including a 2-run single by Brandon Lees to come from behind to beat Portland 7-5. The win salvaged the final game of that series for the Bears after the Pickles won on Friday and on Saturday. Walla Walla remained undefeated with a wild 16-11 win over Bend on Sunday. The Sweets were led by Justin Foles, who was 3 for 4 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Parker Price also 3 for 5 with 4 ribbies. The 2 teams combined for 30 hits and 27 runs. Ridgefield's Carter Benbrook combined with 2 relievers to shut out Kelowna Sunday by a final of 2-0. So let's take a look at the standings in the WCL's North Division. After a full week of baseball, Yakima Valley sits on top of the division after sweeping the Apple Sox at 5-1. A game and a half back are Bellingham and Port Angeles at 3-2. Victoria is 2 games back at 3-3. Wenatchee and Kelowna tied for last at 1-5, 4 games out of first place. Well, the Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks, that is, were clicking on all cylinders Saturday in a 66-28 indoor football win over the Tri-Cities Fire. It was Wenatchee's 2nd consecutive win against the winless Fire. Skyhawks now face a road trip Saturday as they'll head to Idaho to take on the undefeated Horsemen 5 o'clock in Nampa. Well, the Big Rigs were making big noise at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval on Saturday nights, and according to the Facebook posts, some big noise also coming from a huge crowd on hand. Calgary's Ron Singer took the checkered flag in the North American Big Rig A main. Cody Graham of Ellensburg was the main event winner in the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars. Carl Brandt outdueled Jay Evans for the checkered flag in the Plum Perfect Roadrunners main event, and it was Portland's Kenny Burns winning the main event in the Washington Midget Racing Association classification. Wenatchee Valley Super Oval will take a week off before racing next round on June 22nd. And on tap that night, the Pro Late Model Twin 50s and Bump to Pass cars make a return to WVSO. Just a reminder of some things coming up on our broadcast schedule this week here on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll broadcast Westside High School's graduation live at 7 o'clock here on Thursday from the Wenatchee Convention Center. Then on Friday, we'll have Wenatchee Valley College's ceremony. That's from Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl. That'll be live live at 7 o'clock. We'll re-air Eastmont's graduation Saturday at 2 and then bring you our first live Apple Sox game Saturday at 6:30. We'll be on the air at about 6:15, and we'll have more of graduation coming up on Sunday. But Apple Sox baseball, first game coming up this Saturday here on the NCW Life channel. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And recapping tonight's top news story, a 23-year-old Soap Lake woman was killed early Sunday morning in a car accident on State Route 17 about 4 miles north of Moses Lake. The Washington State Patrol reports that a Ford F-150 truck driven by Emily C. Allen was traveling southbound on Highway 17 shortly after 4 o'clock Sunday morning when the truck crossed the center line onto the northbound shoulder and rolled. Allen was thrown from the truck onto the highway where she was struck by 2 other cars. The driver and passengers in the other cars were not injured. Allen was not wearing a seatbelt. The cause of the accident is under investigation. And finally tonight, some good news. The dog found shot last week along the side of a road in the Squilchuck area is showing slow improvement. The dog, now called Kane, was shot 3 times in the head, neck, and shoulders. Don Davies, executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, said Kane made good progress over the weekend, but still has a long road to full recovery. Thus far, the owner of the adult pit bull terrier mix and the person responsible for shooting it have not been located. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is raising money for Kane's medical expenses, and there is a separate reward fund being generated for locating that shooter. Kane was given a blood transfusion at Cascade Veterinary Clinic over the weekend and remains on pain medications. Well, before we let you go, let's take another quick look at your Quick Lube and Tune 7-day forecast. And I'll tell you, folks, it looks more like a summertime forecast out there over the next 7 days. 90 degrees, your forecasted high for Tuesday. 94 on Wednesday. We'll stay at 94 for Thursday, too. A bit breezy on Thursday. And one thing we're going to watch out for is any new fire starts on Thursday with low humidities, very hot temperatures, and dry tinder conditions out there. It could be a good fire day, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Look at those overnight lows, too. Approaching 70 degrees for lows both Wednesday and Thursday night. We will cool down somewhat, if you can call it that, on Friday with 90 degrees for our high. 93 on Saturday as we kick it into gear for the weekend. And it's going to stay a nice weekend, too. Sunday, sunny and warm with a high then of 91 degrees. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
it. Yes, we are live from Studio 2. I am Dan Koontz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got news, we got sports, we got weather, we got obscure holiday today in history and birthdays. Tom Potter joins me in studio. How are you? And Rod Cool is my guest today. Expert is Bonnie Orr. We're broadcasting live from Studio 4, from Studio 2, Studio 7 here in downtown Wenatchee. Time for the obscure holiday of the day. Your Dog to Work Day. Beautician's Day. It's National Selfie Day, and in honor of National Selfie Day, I'm going to take a picture of myself.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Mornings at 7 o'clock on the NCWLIFE channel.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.